very good evening to our guest of honor, Mr. Damien Tang, Senior Director of Design National Parks Board, and members of the Designs of the School Advisory Committee, Mr. Adrian, Chairman of the School of Design Advisory Committee, members of the School of Design Advisory Committee,
Mr. Peter Lam, Principal and CEO, Temasek Polytechnic, Director, School of Design, Ms. Elaine Ho, distinguished guests, and parents. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Temasek Polytechnic School of Design's Annual Design Show 2022. My name is Ian, a student graduating this year with a diploma in Interior Architecture and Design.
And I'm Lucas, a graduating student from the Diploma in Product and Industrial Design. We are both delighted to represent our cohort as your hosts this evening. Can I also say how stoked we are to have the full live show back once again after a 2-year break due to the pandemic.
Indeed, Lucas, to see all our friends here put their works up and to see our guests, friends, and family in school to celebrate with us, a fantastic feeling indeed.
To start off this evening, let us invite our director, Ms. Elaine Ho, to give the opening address. Ms. Ho, please.
Thank you. Mr. Damien Tang, Senior Director, National Parks Board, Mr. Adrian Tan, Chair, School of Design Advisory Committee, members of the School Advisory Committee, Mr. Peter Lam, Principal and CEO, Temasek Polytechnic, distinguished guests, friends, parents, students, colleagues, good evening. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. The Design Show is an annual event, which means a lot to us, especially the students. It is heartening to see so many distinguished guests from industry and colleagues as well, standing with us here this evening. The Design Show had to be cancelled over the past 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic, much to the disappointment and anguish of our students. However, as you know, necessity is the mother of invention, and through the efforts of our staff, we pivoted to place our students' work on a digital platform, which is now available for viewing all year round. We are super stoked to be able to bring the show back again in physical format and to have all of you here tonight to share this excitement with us. For our students, the Design Show is a culmination of a few things. 3 years of hard work in a rigorous design environment as they prepare for the big world of design. 6 months of many a sleepless night as they work to refine their final year projects, and more importantly, the special rite of passage as they transition from student to working adult. As they leave us for the next major steps in their lives, many opportunities await. Some will seek further education, others will serve the nation with national service, and others will go out to work as full-fledged designers. For them, the future is bright, one of promise and opportunity. For the 21st century is the age of design. Today, many organizations beyond the creative sector recognize the importance of design as a process for innovation and acknowledge the value that it brings to the table. Many firms have design teams who look at innovation and the creation of better experiences and services. Good design, as they say, is good business. A recent study done in 2020 highlighted that rising demand for designers in non-design sectors such as healthcare, financial services, accounting, hospitality, and the public sector. Indeed, more than 85,000 roles in design are expected to be created by the year 2025. I can say with certainty that the skills learned in design school, beyond the domain expertise, that of constant iteration, feedback, creative thinking, and user-centric design will be much in demand everywhere they go. When you consider a world today that recognizes the challenges of big complex issues such as global warming, sustainability, the emergence of new tech, and the metaverse, you know designers will always have a seat at the table and a role to play in how these develop. Yet, as I speak about this time of opportunity, paradoxically, we are also living in an unprecedented age of a pandemic and a war. There will be challenges ahead as we navigate life against this backdrop. But I am confident that this graduating class will meet these with courage and tenacity. After all, when COVID struck in 2020, this was the cohort that dived deep into an unknown and untested, fully online and home-based learning environment, and I'm proud to say they adapted and have done well. So in summary, the social, political, and economic climate today is a fluid and dynamic one, more so than at any time in the recent past. These students have the creative and technological skills, the independence of thought and action, and more importantly, the confidence and readiness to face new challenges head-on. To our students, my heartiest congratulations. This show does not mark the end, but signals a beginning. You have come through these 3 years of rigorous training in a premier design institution, but the opportunities for learning are never over. Never be afraid of change and the fresh challenges it brings. It is but another learning opportunity. Thank you, Damien, for being our guest of honor this evening to open the show. Huge thanks also to my colleagues, student volunteers, and helpers who have worked so hard to bring this show to fruition. Thank you all, and enjoy the show.
Thank you, Ms. Ho.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor this evening is no stranger to sustainability and plays a key role in the planning and greening of Singapore. An award-winning landscape architect and a very distinguished voice in the field of landscape architecture and multidisciplinary design, Mr. Damien Tang is a Senior Director of NParks and President of the International Federation of Landscape Architects for the Asia-Pacific region. Despite his very busy schedule, Mr. Tang also helped shape direction for TP School of Design as a valued member of our School Advisory Committee.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have with us this evening as our guest of honor, Mr. Damien Tang. Indeed, it is our honor to invite Mr. Tang to say a few words to open the design show. Mr. Damien Tang, please.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. Mr. Peter Lam, Principal and CEO of Temasek Polytechnic. Mr. Adrian Tan, Chairman of the School Advisory Committee. Ms. Elaine Ho, Director of School of Design. Teachers, graduates, distinguished guests, a very good evening to all of you. Today, we have 391 graduating students from TP design courses who have put up the work in the design show. This is the largest showcase of final year design projects across all polytechnics. Each year, Temasek Polytechnic Design Show creates new and exciting designs to wow the design industry. It is no exception this year. Today, this design show sends a high note to all our proud teachers in TP Design School and potential employers in the industry. It echoes pride in each design souls and celebrates the accomplishments of the graduates. It marks a fresh beginning of a design journey in the real world and new possibilities that present more excitement and even adventure for some. Today, I'm not going to give a speech of statistics or a laundry list of TP accolades. You know enough. That's why you chose TP. I'd rather share with you some heartfelt words of experience that I wish I have heard much earlier in my design career. And so it is important you hear this now and internalize what this could mean for you as you take on opportunities and challenges in the society. Do not be defined by what you are trained in. Be defined by what you want to be and how far you want to go. The definition of success is not prescribed by our occupation, but the dreams we dream and the goals we set. The label of a designer has often seen as someone who is good at design, and sadly, it stops there. The more you say you are a designer, you stay a designer. No, that is not wrong, but someday you would want to climb the corporate ladder, to take on management role, or given an opportunity to lead a team or a project, or even aspire to set up your own company. If you say you are only a designer, you are missing out on what you can do as a creative person. You too can be creative in leadership roles and business roles. You can be creative in roles thrown at you if only you are willing to accept the challenge. My point is, do not stop at what you know. Be challenged in areas you do not know and areas you never think possible. Design leadership is not something we can learn or can be taught. It does not come naturally, and it comes with exposure. But it also comes with an open-mindedness and the spirit to challenge norms. The spirit of a creative person is telling others that there is more than one way of doing something and looking at a problem. And there is more than one perspective of looking at you as a designer. That should be the designer spirit. That should be the TP spirit. Do not stop dreaming, but do not stop at dreams. Get into action. Take that first step into the dream you dream. As you mature, your dreams change and possibly grow. Consider yourself starting off in a small bubble. In this bubble, you have the knowledge of your work, your friends, and possibly your job. But make it a point to grow your bubble, expand, and even mix with other bubbles, so that you get exposed to more people, more designers, more thinkers, more knowledge, and more challenges. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Learn from these mistakes because they are more valuable than small wins. Do not be arrogant. Do not be complacent. Every design project has someone who has backed you and supported you. You are hardly alone in the creative business. Stay humble and you go far. Stay grateful and you go further. I hope these words will serve you well someday. In my closing, I extend my heartiest congratulations to the graduates and the wonderful accomplishments you have achieved over the last 3 years. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tang. Please stay on stage for the official launch of the show. It gives us now great pleasure to invite Mr. Adrian Tan, Chairman of the School of Design Advisory Committee, Mr. Peter Lam, Principal and CEO, and Ms. Elaine Ho, Director of the School of Design, to please join Mr. Tang on stage to launch this year's design show with a digital signing ceremony.
And with that, we declare the Design Show 2022 open.
Amazing.
A design show tradition with a 21st century digital touch. Thank you, Mr. Tang, Mr. Tan, Mr. Lam, and Ms. Ho. Please stay on stage for the family picture. Thank you very much, everyone. Mr. Tang, please stay on stage with us.
Since 2018, the school has been recognizing student projects that embody and uphold the ethos of sustainability in design. This year, the Sustainability Design Award will be given to 3 exemplary projects. A total of 12 projects were submitted by our final year students for this competition, and 3 will now receive the top prize of $1,000 each. May I invite Mr. Tang to please present the prizes in no order of merit?
The first award goes to Row by Cheryl Yong Song Ti from the Diploma in Product Industrial Design. Congratulations!
The next award goes to Ho Mei Shan Hazel from the Diploma in Communication Design for her project titled Leftovers. Congratulations.
And the final award goes to Shibui by Nei Chi Lin Lat from the Diploma in Apparel Design and Merchandising. Congratulations and well done.
Congratulations to all winning projects of the Sustainability Design Award 2022. All winning and shortlisted projects can be viewed at the Level 3 atrium.
Thank you, Mr. Tang, for gracing us with your presence tonight and for inspiring our students through your life and words. May we invite Ms. Ho to present the token of appreciation, please. Thank you once again, Mr. Tang. Ms. Ho, please remain on stage.
We would also like to acknowledge our judges, Mr. Seah Chi Huang, CEO of DP Architects and member of the School of Design Advisory Committee, Ms. Heng Li Lang, Principal Senior Director, Temasek Foundation, and Mr. Ernest Paul, Assistant Director, TP School of Design, for their time and expertise in looking through the projects and presentations. May we invite Mr. Seah up on stage to receive a token of appreciation from Ms. Elaine Ho, please. Thank you, Mr. Seah and Ms. Ho.
The School of Design would now like to thank our show sponsors, Epson and Stellar Ace, for their valuable support. Without them, this show would not have been possible.
Unfortunately, our sponsors are unable to join us this evening. We thank them on behalf of the School of Design for their generosity and support.
Next, we have a very exciting showcase by our fashion design graduates. From shining a spotlight on sustainability issues, to the warming of oceans, to personal statements on the loneliness and social isolation of the elderly, to contemporary events happening in the world today, fashion remains unafraid to make statements and lead trends. Sit back and enjoy the bold, the elegant, the fresh, and the highly original collections from the graduating class of 2022.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed that show, and we really hope it was worth the wait. To see the wonderfully handcrafted pieces up close, may I invite you to head up to level 5 of Block 28. Our designers will be on hand to share more about each collection.
With that, we have come to the end of today's launch ceremony. Please do visit the rest of the exhibits here in this block on level 3 and 4, and in block 28 on level 5. Our student ushers are on hand to guide you. Alternatively, you could also join us on the digital site to check out the great work done.
Finally, on behalf of the class of 2022, a huge thank you to our lecturers, families, friends, and industry partners for all the support over the past 3 years. We could not have done this without all of you.
To our wonderful audience here and those watching at home, thank you for being with us tonight and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Please remain seated while we let our guest of honor and entourage start their tour. Thank you very much and have a good night.